Veterans back from the gallows. Seven Navy veterans back home thank Modi.
Without the intervention of Prime Minister Modi, it wouldn't be. आज हम आपके सामने खड़े नहीं हो रहे होते.
Big win for Modi diplomacy. Top focus on 5 Live.
Very, very big diplomatic win for India, and I'm going to get into the details of how India actually managed to secure the release of 8 former Indian Navy personnel working in Qatar, sentenced to death after their arrest and now safely back home, all within a matter of just a few months. How did that happen? I'll tell you here on 5 Live. I'm Shiv. As always, the headlines first. Another big jolt for the Congress party. Maharashtra heavyweight and former Chief Minister Ashok Chavan resigns. Sources say 10 to 12 Congress MLAs may also jump ship with Chavan. Big buzz that he's headed into the BJP. Nitish Kumar wins Bihar trust vote with 129 votes in favour. At least 5 RJD MLAs defect and vote for Nitish. RJD stages a walkout. Tension grips Bengal once again after clashes earlier broke out in Sandesh Kali. Union Minister Smriti Irani slams the Mamata government, says anti-Hindu hate crimes on the rise in her state. Prime Minister Modi meets reservation icon Karpuri Thakur's family. The visit comes after the Modi government conferred the Bharat Ratna to the former Bihar Chief Minister. Protesting farmers announced Delhi Chalo March on February the 13th. Security beefed up. Section 144 imposed in the national capital till the 12th of March. Modi government's meek surrender has exposed their tall claims of making India a Vishwaguru. Modi's 56-inch chest has shattered against the wall of the state of Qatar. Vishwaguru hasn't been able to get them released for over a year. Vishwaguru has been totally exposed by a tiny Arab country which has imprisoned 8 Indian Navy veterans. We are Vishwaguru only in name. Modi has boasted how much Islamic countries love him, and now our Indian Navy personnel are facing death row. How did our friendly relations with a once friendly nation go so bad and our diplomatic might so ineffective beyond sound bites? Either the Modi government's diplomatic clout is astonishing low, or it just doesn't care. Godi media will not discuss this because it dents Vishwaguru's image. What good is G20 presidency and Vishwaguru stuff if Indians can be targeted so easily while abroad? Prime Minister Modi was told that Qatar is his second home, no? Viewer, these were the kinds of brainless, brain-dead taunts emanating from India's famously fake liberal ecosystem, fully enjoying India's international discomfiture over the arrest and subsequent death sentence to 8 Indian Navy veterans on charges of spying while professionally employed in Qatar. Hundreds of tweets, scores of social media posts, multiple YouTube videos sneering and jeering at the Indian government for allegedly failing to secure the release of the Indian prisoners in Qatar. Well, after being sentenced to death a few months ago, all 8 men were released today, completely released, and most of them are already back in India. Their freedom secured in total with no sword hanging over their heads. But you won't hear the fake liberal ecosystem say anything at all today. They will be deafeningly silent, and it always makes me wonder how bloodless, how soulless, how totally devoid of honor their methodology really is. First off, the monumental stupidity and the idiocy of using a sensitive issue like international espionage allegations and a death sentence to boot to feed your frustration-drenched pet peeve against the Modi government. This ecosystem will argue that this is what is called speaking truth to power and holding the government accountable. Well, what does Godi media like me know, except that accountability is not the impulse that drives this carnival of silly, jeering folks about Vishwaguru. It is singularly to score a few shots at the Narendra Modi government and specifically Modi himself. Point number 2, viewer, is that if this ecosystem is happy to bash the Modi government for not securing so far the release of the Indian prisoners, by that measure, these same people should be applauding the government today. No, I'm not saying they should. I myself think it's a big win for India as a whole. But by making this all about Modi alone, you'll hear nothing but pin drop silence from this soulless Sena today. Even the eloquent Shashi Tharoor, who had rightly asked what the government was doing to secure the release, today credits very cleverly the silent behind-the-scenes teams. No mention of government or Modi. This is pettiness of an epic, almost embarrassing kind, and only establishes that this whole campaign of taunts over the last 1.5 years was not really as interested in the well-being and safety of the Indian prisoners as much as it was about how hopefully helpless it made the Modi government and Narendra Modi look. This fake liberal ecosystem has totally lost its way, and this is only the latest example, view. I don't know if you agree with me. It has totally lost the capacity to differentiate between genuine criticism of the government's actions and this adolescent sniping to somehow show up Modi. The release of the Indian Navy veterans from a Qatari prison comes months after what is seen as a new dawn in India-Qatar relations. This is the same country, remember, that not very long ago had rallied virtually the entire Islamic world against India following the infamous Nupur Sharma episode. We will perhaps never know what finally led to the release. Nothing in such matters is ever free, but the release comes as only the latest chapter in the book that shows up a fraudulent brigade in India's commentariat, politics and civil society and social media, of course, so possessed by their irritation and annoyance over one man that they are no longer able to credibly differentiate between opposing and exposing their true selves. Now I'd like to tell you exactly what happened. And let me say this very clearly and very plainly, viewer, because we don't try and soften language, we don't try to sweeten language. This was a big diplomatic victory for India. Qatar has released 8 ex-Indian Navy personnel who were arrested in the Arab state in 2022 on charges of espionage. The 8 Indian Navy officials who were detained in Qatar are Commander Purnendu Tiwari, Captain Navtej Singh Gill, Captain Birendra Kumar Verma, Captain Saurabh Vasisht, Commander Amit Nagpal, Commander Sugunakar Pakala, Commander Sanjeev Gupta and Sailor Ragesh. They were sentenced to death last year, and now India has secured their release. In December last year, a Qatari court reversed the death penalty of the 8 Indian Navy personnel who were arrested in the Al Dahra global case where they were accused of international espionage. Now, these 8 former Indian Navy personnel worked for a private company and they were legally contracted as consultants with the Qatari military. These veterans have now returned to Delhi from death to Deshwapsi in just a matter of a few weeks. Not surprisingly, they've thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his intervention in this issue. Take a look.
वाकई बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि वापस इंडिया पहुंच गए हम सेफ एंड साउंड और डेफिनेटली ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर श्री मोदी को धन्यवाद करना चाहेंगे कि उनके पर्सनल इंटरवेंशन से ये पॉसिबल हुआ और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ कतार के हिज एक्सेलेंसी द अमीर को कि उन्होंने ये होने दिया एंड बस यही बोलना चाहेंगे थैंक यू वेरी मच
Without the intervention of Prime Minister Modi, it wouldn't be. आज हम आपके सामने खड़े नहीं हो रहे होते अगर intervention नहीं होता at that level, highest level. And especially Government of India, उनके अथक प्रयास से कि वो consistently लगे रहे and we are there in front of you. Thank you.
Same thing. Very thankful to the government and Prime Minister Modi कि हम लोग बाहर आ सके और वापस अपने country में आ सके. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Let's have 3 cheers for India. Hip hip. Hooray. Hip hip. Hooray. Hip hip. Hooray. भारत माता की जय. भारत माता की जय. भारत माता की जय. Thank you.
बस ये कहना चाहेंगे कि ये वाले दिन का हम बहुत दिनों से वेट कर रहे थे और प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी और उनका पर्सनल इंटरवेंशन, उनका इंटरेक्शन और एक और मौका लेना चाहता हूं कि थैंक करूंगा अमीर को कतर के जिनके उनके इंटरेक्शन के कारण आज हम यहाँ खड़े हैं जिस दिन का हमें बहुत बेसब्री से इंतजार था.
We are grateful for their return. We are gratified on their return. We deeply appreciate the decision of the Qataris government and the Amit to release them. We are happy to have 7 of those Indian nationals back. 8th international has also been released, and we continue to work with the Qatar government to see how quickly his return to India would be. Honorable Prime Minister has himself personally constantly supervised all the developments in this case and has never shied away from any initiatives that would ensure the return of Indian nationals back to home.
नेवी वेटरन्स को जिस प्रकार से वापस लाया गया वो भारत सरकार के विशेष प्रयासों का एक नतीजा है. घर वापसी और राष्ट्र के साथ साथ विश्व भर में हिंदुस्तानी कहीं भी रहे उनके हितों का संरक्षण करना ये नरेंद्र भाई की प्राथमिकता रही है. और कतर से जो लौटे हैं भारत उन नेवी वेटरन्स का हम सब कृतज्ञता की भावना से स्वागत करते हैं.
वैसे लोग जो देश के लिए लड़ने मिटने वाले लोग जिन पर गलत आरोप लगाए गए थे और उनको कतार में फांसी की सजा दे दी गई थी, लेकिन हमारे आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के उस कूटनीतिज्ञ के कारण हमारी सरकार की विदेश कूटनीतिज्ञ का परिणाम और प्रधानमंत्री जी के प्रभुत्व का प्रभाव है कि आज हमारे 8 के 8 भाई वहां से मुक्त होकर के आ गए हैं. उसके लिए मैं उन्हें उनके परिवार को पूरे देशवासियों को बधाई देता हूं कि हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी का एक कुशल मार्गदर्शन मोदी है तो मुमकिन है.
कि सबसे पहले तो मैं कहूंगा प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी का बहुत बहुत आभार. मोदी है तो मुमकिन है. आज से 45 दिन पहले इनकी फांसी की सजा को उम्र कैद में बदल दिया गया था और अब भारत के नौसैनिक अधिकारियों को उनको वापस यहाँ पर लाकर एक दिखाया है कि हर एक जान की कीमत, हर भारतीय की जान की कीमत है.
And just a few days before this big diplomatic win, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar had spoken to India today's Rahul Kanwal about just how important India's ties with the Arab states are concerned. Very, very important. Listen carefully to what Dr. S. Jaishankar says. This achievement today will make a whole lot more sense. Listen.
What do you rate as the #1 achievement of foreign policy in these 10 years? Do you think the kind of ties that Prime Minister Modi has been able to build with the Gulf Arab countries would rank as your #1 achievement, or how would you see it?
I would say the #1 achievement is the people of India today realize that foreign policy matters to them. And Prime Minister Modi's government and Prime Minister personally, in many ways, I mean, what's different about him is you can have a vision. He has the ability to take a vision and bring it, translate it to the ground reality. We have actually shown people how a good foreign policy can bring benefits to them. The fact that you travel abroad, millions of Indians travel abroad. I can say confidently people travel in a more secure, confident manner than they did before, knowing that we have their backs. If you look at the last 10 years, we actually, Prime Minister got us to not just create a fund but actually develop it over a period of time. So more than I'd say 3.2 lakh Indians in various difficult situations have actually drawn on that fund. You had cases like Operation Ganga in Ukraine. I mean, there are many. We just had one, Ajay in Israel, or Kaveri in Sudan. So I would say a foreign policy that makes a difference to the lives of people, that to me is one very big change. Now, that change manifests itself in different places. In the Gulf, yes, absolutely. I would say if there's one region which has undergone absolute sea change, It is actually India's relations with the Gulf.
And it's been revealed now that after completing his UAE visit that begins tomorrow, on February the 14th, Prime Minister Modi will be traveling to Qatar on the same day, on the 14th of February in the afternoon. Prime Minister Modi, after UAE, will be visiting Qatar for a few hours. During that visit, he will be holding a bilateral meet with Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad, the Emir of Qatar, and other high dignitaries of the country, from where 8 Indian prisoners have just been released, thanks wholly to India's big diplomatic effort. Listen in to the Foreign Secretary announcing it today.
Honorable Prime Minister will travel to Doha, Qatar on 14th February afternoon. During the visit, Prime Minister will hold bilateral meetings with the Emir of Qatar, His Highness Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, and other high dignitaries in Qatar. The bilateral relationship between India and Qatar that has been steadily growing includes a comprehensive span, including political ties, trade and investment linkages, our strong energy partnership. Prime Minister's visit to Qatar will provide an opportunity for the top leadership of the two countries to discuss ways to further deepen and strengthen our multifaceted partnership, as well as exchange views on different regional and international issues of mutual importance.
Let's go straight across now to India Today's Akshita Nandgopal joining us live from the United Arab Emirates, where she's tracking the Prime Minister's visit, which kicks off tomorrow. Gaurav, I want to come to you first, though. The Prime Minister will be spending a few hours in Qatar as well. You know, right after this huge diplomatic victory, what significance does this hold, in your opinion, Gaurav?
This is an extremely significant visit. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, since he took over as Prime Minister in 2014, has invested very heavily diplomatically in our relationship with the entire West Asian region. Extremely close to the leadership, whether it's in the UAE or in Saudi Arabia. And when you talk about UAE, his 7th visit to the United Arab Emirates. And this just goes on to show how deeply the leaders are invested in each other. His 8th interaction with the President of the United Arab Emirates, his second visit to Doha, Qatar since 2016, the meeting that secured the release of our 8 Indian Navy personnel, 7 are back home, the 8th hopefully would be back home soon. All of that goes on to show that there is a lot of relationship which is not just business to business, people to people. It's also very close at the level of our Foreign Office, our National Security Advisors, and at the level of the heads of government and state. Now, that is the key factor which helps make that extra push when push comes to shove, Shiv.
Very, very interesting. Akshita, you've landed in the Arab world on the day when India has scored this huge diplomatic victory, you know, and also just a few days after Dr. S. Jaishankar had told India Today how our relations with the Arab world, you know, are probably most paramount. It's something that the government and the Prime Minister takes very seriously. What's the buzz you're sensing right after where you are? The inauguration of the mandir over there, Akshita, the Prime Minister will actually be making a whistle stop in Qatar itself.
That's right, Shiv. Good evening to you and to all of our viewers. I'm joining you live from right outside the BAP Swaminarayan Mandir here in Abu Dhabi. And I think this is a standing testament to really what the Modi government's diplomacy here in the Middle East has been all about. Soon after he inaugurates this temple is when he's going to be making his way to Qatar. And that's a last-minute addition to his itinerary, essentially, because we did know that tomorrow, once he touches down here in the United Arab Emirates, he's going to be a part of a mega Indian diaspora event, a series of bilaterals, important meetings lined up. Day after, he'll be here at the temple and then making his way to Qatar. As you pointed out, he's going to be in a bilateral with the Emir of Qatar. So it's been that personal intervention, Shiv, that's really made that difference. For example, here also in Abu Dhabi, the fact that this temple reportedly has been constructed with personal intervention from the government, and the fact that Prime Minister Modi's made it a point to be here, as Gaurav pointed out. You know, the Prime Minister's been here 6 times before. His 7th visit visit this time is going to be one that's truly historic, with this temple behind me being also unveiled. The fact that you have the largest Hindu temple anywhere outside of India here in the United Arab Emirates, in the Arab world itself, speaks volumes of what the Modi government and what the Modi diplomacy plan is all about. They've put the focus several times on the Middle East, on kind of changing the narrative and ensuring India has great ties with the Middle East. They've succeeded with that with the UAE. They've succeeded with that with Qatar as well. And that's clearly an indicator based on what really has happened in the last 24 hours. Who would have thought, Shiv, in December 2023, when you had the Prime Minister meeting with the Amir of Qatar, you had weeks later the announcement coming that the death penalty was commuted. And even at that point, many of us were keeping our fingers crossed, not sure of how this would develop or what would happen. But for them to actually be released back home today is nothing short of a monumental achievement, and something that shows that the Prime Minister's focus on bettering relations here in the Middle East is actually working and transforming things.
Incredibly big news day that in many ways highlights everything that Akshita just said. India's relationship with the Arab world, the primacy of these relations, and how far the Modi government actually wants to take them. Akshita is going to be live from there in Abu Dhabi at 6 p.m. Don't miss her ground broadcast ahead of a very big temple inauguration by the Prime Minister himself tomorrow. Thanks very much, Akshita and Gaurav, for joining me on the latest on this story. We're taking a very quick break here on 5 Live, but on the other side, we're shifting focus to the big political implosions that continue to pepper the road to 2024. A big fish has abandoned the Congress party and is all set to join the enemy camp, it seems. None other than Congress Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Ashok Chavan.
Get ready for an immersive journey into the heart of news, politics, and insights that matter. Join India Today now on WhatsApp. Scan the QR code.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ अलग अलग पार्टियों के कई बड़े नेता आना चाहते हैं। विशेष रूप से कांग्रेस के कई नेता हमारे संपर्क में हैं, क्योंकि जिस प्रकार का व्यवहार कांग्रेस पार्टी के शीर्षस्थ नेताओं का रहा है, एक प्रकार से ये सारे नेता अपनी पार्टी में सफोकेट हो रहे हैं। विशेष रूप से कांग्रेस में जो जननेता है, उनको ये लगता है कि अब देश के मुख्य प्रवाह में हमने काम करना चाहिए, क्योंकि देश हित की बात को भी राजनीति के चलते दरकिनार करने का काम कांग्रेस का शीर्षस्थ नेतृत्व कर रहा है। वहीं दूसरी ओर प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जिस प्रकार से भारत लगातार प्रगति कर रहा है, इसको देखते हुए कई नेताओं को ये लगता है कि हमने देश की मुख्य धारा में काम करना चाहिए, जनता के लिए काम करना चाहिए। इसलिए कई लोग हमारे संपर्क में हैं। अब कौन कौन हमारे संपर्क में है, इसका खुलासा धीरे धीरे आपको होगा। तो मेरा आपको इतना ही कहना है, आगे आगे देखिए होता है क्या।
This political season ahead of elections 2024 is turning out to be historically brutal. Back-to-back exits are now jolting the Maharashtra Congress after Milind Deora and Baba Siddique dumped the Congress and joined hands with the BJP and its allies. Another Congress heavyweight, Ashok Chavan, former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, has quit the grand old party. Sources say he's likely to join the enemy camp, the BJP. Also, political quarters are abuzz with the even more dramatic possibility that Chavan is not alone in dumping the Congress. He's going to take with him 10 to 12 Congress sitting MLAs and switching sides. Take a look.
Earlier and now. Once a staunch supporter of the Congress, a former Chief Minister of Maharashtra and a former State Congress President, Ashok Chavan has resigned from the party. The 65-year-old leader from Nanded district submitted his resignation to the Maharashtra Congress chief Nana Patole. Chavan also stepped down as a party MLA, resigning as a member of the assembly without citing any specific reason. The BJP described Chavan's departure as another example of the suffocating environment many leaders face within the Congress. BJP leader Devendra Fadnavis suggested that the former Maharashtra CM might soon join the BJP.
जनतेचे लोक हे भाजपमध्ये प्रवेश करतायत, त्यामुळे निश्चितपणे काही मोठे नेते भारतीय जनता पक्षाकडे येतील हा मला विश्वास आहे. आज मी तुम्हाला एवढंच सांगू शकतो, आगे आगे देखिए होता है क्या.
However, Ashok Chavan refused to reveal his future plans. He characterized his resignation as a personal decision and refrained from criticizing the top Congress leadership.
मैंने आज कांग्रेस पार्टी के असेंबली के मेंबरशिप से मेरी लेजिस्लेचर मैं कांग्रेस पार्टी से चुनकर आया हूं एज ए एमएलए. वो सदस्यत्व का एमएलए के मैंने आज इस्तीफा स्पीकर के पास मिलकर सौंप दिया है. लेट मी बी वेरी क्लियर, आई हैव नॉट टॉक टू अ सिंगल एमएलए ऑफ द कांग्रेस पार्टी. मेरा ये इंटेंशन नहीं है.
Congress, on the other hand, reacted strongly, labeling Chavan's departure as an act of betrayal and simultaneously as a blessing in disguise for the new generation of leadership within the party. Meanwhile, the Sharad Pawar faction implied that the BJP had been pressuring opposition leaders to leave their party if they wish to avoid prosecution.
मेरे ऊपर तो 3 साल पहले कोशिश हुई थी, ये एफिडेविट के ऊपर साइन करो, तुम्हारे ऊपर ईडी नहीं, सीबीआई नहीं, इधर हमारे साथ मंत्री बन जाओ. 3 साल मैंने बोला कि अनिल देशमुख जिंदगी के बार जेल में जाएगा, लेकिन तुम्हारे साथ कभी समझौता नहीं करेगा. करके मुझे जेल में जाना पड़ा.
Chavan's resignation follows Baba Siddiqui and Milind Diora's departure from the Congress party in Maharashtra. A fresh blow for the party in the state ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. Bureau Report, India Today.
And right after Ashok Chavan has quit the Congress party, the Congress has taunted him back. Remember, this is a particularly ruthless time in Indian politics, viewer. Just before a looming national election, Jairam Ramesh of the Congress party, closest aide to Rahul Gandhi, has just tweeted, when friends and allies leave a political party that has given them so much, perhaps even more than they deserved, there is some sadness. But for those who are beset by insecurities, that particular washing machine will always prove more attractive than ideological commitment or personal loyalty. Jairam Ramesh basically saying that Ashok Chavan is moving to the BJP in order to dodge some kind of action against him. What these betrayers do not realize is that their departure will open up massive new opportunities for those whose progress they have been hindering all along. A pretty self-defeating kind of boilerplate statement from Jairam Ramesh and the Congress party. When anyone leaves, rather than actually talk about or address the issues, it is about blaming them, telling them that they are corrupt. None of that was ever said while they were in the ranks, of course. And remember, Ashok Chavan was someone whose name had cropped up in the Adarsh Society scam as well. That's another issue. Listen into what Ashok Chavan has said after quitting the Congress.
people of Maharashtra do not like. This is not Maharashtra culture to deceive the leadership, to deceive the people who voted for them. Was he upset with some leader in the local level? Did he want some position in the state? We don't know. But it's been a very unfortunate decision. When you go to the polls at the election time, voters will teach lesson to all of them who have deserted the confidence of their voters and changed parties, either to protect themselves from the pressure of the investigative agencies or in the hope of getting some office.
And I want to go across to India Today's Mumbai chief, Sahil Joshi, who broke the story first on India Today. Sahil, this is a particularly ruthless time in Indian politics. People leaving, people going, right before the elections. It is pretty plain to see what the compulsions may be. But, can you clarify for us this whole buzz over 10 to 12 MLAs also joining Ashok Chavan? And why is he doing this? We've just seen the Congress also attack him, saying he's headed towards the washing machine. Sahil.
Well, Shiv, let me break this in two parts. The first, let's try and understand that why this has happened. Let's try and understand it from purely the arithmetic point of view. Because just few days back, we had come up with the Mood of the Nation survey. And consistently, in the Mood of Nation surveys done by India Today group, we have been showing that the actual fight for the Lok Sabha election is going to happen in Maharashtra. And consistently, what we have been showing is that the Mahavikas Aghadi, which is a form of India Alliance in Maharashtra, is leading by at least 5% vote share. And because of that, they are also leading in the seat share as well. In January 2023, when we did the Mood of the Nation survey, we had predicted that the BJP is in need of a third partner, despite Eknath Shinde, along with the 40 MLAs, came with the BJP. It made fall of Uddhav Thackeray government, and then Shinde became the chief minister. Despite that, after 6 months, we had the Mood of the Nation survey and showed that despite that, the Mahavikas Aghadi is growing stronger, and there is no difference in the vote share. So we had predicted there will be a third partner, and within 5 months, what we saw is that in the form of Ajit Pawar joined ranks with Shiv Sena and the BJP. Now again in January 2023, again we showed the same thing, that 45% vote share has been claimed by the Mahavikas Aghadi, and 40.5% vote share was being claimed by the Mahayuti, what they call right now.
Yes, true.
So, while discussion, it was very clear that they will need some people from the Congress. Say for an example, people like Ashok Chavan, who had a sphere of influence in regions like Marathwada, as well as Nanded is a seat which can be given if Ashok Chavan join hands with the BJP. Of course, what I am hearing is that he will be offered Rajya Sabha and he will work for the Mahayuti so that they can win at least couple of seats around Nanded and couple of seats around Nanded. So basically they have been working on that. Now let's come to the second aspect, that why this is happening. Within the Congress, there are people like Ashok Chavan who have reached to the age of 65, and they don't see any future anymore in the Congress party, because they have grown up in the ruling family, they have grown up in a ruling party, they are used to be part of the ruling side of the politics in Maharashtra or in India. Increasingly they are seeing that the Congress is going to be away from anywhere from ruling in the center, and if Mahavikas Aghadi comes to power in Maharashtra, the Congress's share in that is not going to be substantial, by which they will have a chance to become the chief minister or any pie in the government. Looking at that, they are looking for the options, because they have very limited time left in the in the political career. On the other hand, there are MLAs who are in their 40s, 50s. They think that if they have to survive in politics, they are not ready to play the opposition politics. They have their institutes, they have their sugar belts, they have their educational institutes which they have to take care of, and because of that, it's always better to be on the side of the government rather than playing the opposition game. And lastly, most importantly, the similarity between what happened with Ajit Pawar and Ashok Chavan, just 3 days before Ajit Pawar switched over and went with the BJP, Prime Minister made a statement in Bhopal and mentioned about the irrigation scam and the Maharashtra State Cooperative Bank scam. And just before Ashok Chavan switched over to the BJP side, the white paper tabled in the Lok Sabha, mentioned about the other scam,
society,
the white paper
correct,
on
yes.
the UPA government. And within 3 days, what we saw that Ashok Chauhan is now switching over to the BJP. So, looking at the whole panorama, what we can see that the BJP will need some people from the Congress if they have to take lead over the Mahavikas Aghadi for the Lok Sabha. And this is being done specifically for the Lok Sabha results. I can tell you for that, sure.
Very, very interesting perspective and analysis of this. It looks like the lines have all blurred. The rules of the game have evaporated the closer we get to this election. The big fight in Maharashtra is going to have a big spotlight on it. It's that context that we have to see the exit of Ashok Chauhan from the Congress, likely headed into the BJP. Thank you very much, Sahil, for putting that big breaking story that you saw first here on India Today into perspective. We're taking a very quick break. On the other side, from India to Pakistan, where there were also elections held just now. Suspense over who will form the next government in Islamabad. It still continues. Massive post-poll protests have gripped every big city of the country. That's next with Gaurav.
Who is this man who is charged by the women of Sandesh Khali of mass rape of Bengali Hindu women? And I say this because these women, when they spoke to the media locally, said that they were particularly identified for being married and Hindu. These are the women of Sandesh Khali who are crying out for help, for protection. Mamata Bandyopadhyay is known for the genocide of Hindus. That she will now allow her men to pick out Hindu young married women to be raped night after night in the TMC office cannot be articulated in mere words.
Turmoil in Pakistan has intensified. Imran Khan's party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, they say Gulami na manzoor. The party chief, Barrister Gauhar Khan, he claims that Imran Khan backed independents have backed over. They've won over 160 seats. Barrister Gauhar, he's gone on record to say that they have officially won 94 seats and they have what is known in Pakistan as Form 45, which is given to a candidate to say that he's leading or has won. That Form 45, he claims they have for another 75 seats at least in the federal elections, which means according to the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party, candidates backed by them have formed majority to form the next government in Pakistan. And they've gone on record to say they will not permit a theft of the mandate. Gulami na manzoor is what they're saying. Barrister Gauhar has also gone on record to say that Imran Khan's party, which is Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, though their symbol has been taken away, the party wasn't allowed to contest these elections, but individuals backed by that party have won 2/3 majority in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa provincial elections and claim they have majority in Pakistan's Punjab province. The protests will start tomorrow it will be a peaceful protest telling the Pakistan army and the government to respect the mandate. Gulami na manzoor is the point that they're repeatedly making. Let's listen in to Barrister Gohar of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. He's the chairman of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf while Imran Khan is in jail. But how is this theft according to PTI happening? This theft is happening because the other two political parties, which is Mian Nawaz Sharif's Pakistan Muslim League and PPP, Pakistan People's Party of Asif Ali Zardari and Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, they are coming together and in principle they've agreed to form the next government to save Pakistan. Before I get you more on that story, let's listen in to the chairman of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, Barrister Gohar.
पंजाब में हम इंशाल्लाह ताला हुकूमत बनाएंगे। प्राइम मिनिस्टर इलेक्ट आपको अपने आप को समझते हुए ऐलान किया गया, जिसके पास 50 सीटों की भी मेजॉरिटी नहीं है, कि हम हुकूमत बनाएंगे। हम समझते हैं ये डेमोक्रेसी के लिए कोई अच्छी खबर नहीं है जिस तरीके से उसने दी है। ऐसी स्टेटमेंट प्रीमेच्योर की हम मजम्मत करते हैं। पाकिस्तान तहरीक इंसाफ के पास 170 सीटों की बरतरी हासिल हो चुकी है।
And let me now get you 4 different voices from Pakistan joining us on this special broadcast. Arzu Kazmi is a senior journalist and social media YouTuber who joins us from Pakistan. Arzu Kazmi, Zishan, Arif, Tanzila, Mazhar and Shahid, Kumar Shahid also join us, and joining us all from different parts of Pakistan. But let's get the latest picture. Arzu Kazmi, turmoil or is there any clarity? कौन बनाएगा पाकिस्तान में अगली सरकार? What more do we know, Arzu?
Things are still not clear, Gaurav, because everybody is claiming that they are going to make the new government, but still things are not clear, as I said, and we are just waiting for we are waiting for the politicians to decide and tell us that who's going to make the PDM 2 or PDM 3 or PDM 1. What's going on in Pakistan? It's really funny and embarrassing situation right now. As Jahangir Tareen, the main person who was with Imran Khan, where Imran Khan came as a prime minister and he supported Imran Khan. Now he left Imran Khan when he was a prime minister and he made his own political party. Now announced that he quit politics and also he resigned from the chairmanship of his own political party.
Okay.
So things are very complicated here.
Very complicated. Does this mean that Imran Khan, Tanzila Mazhar, Imran Khan won the elections as people backed by him? He of course is in jail. He's convicted. His party cannot officially contest elections or could not. But Imran Khan has the mandate, but he has lost. And PMLN and PPP are coming to form the government. It is said in principle they've also agreed. Is this stealing a mandate as PTI claims, Tanzila?
If you take the perspective and context of the situation in Pakistan, so I believe yes, people have voted for Imran Khan. But when you talk about technically who can form a government, there are laws who fit in that legal framework. So PTI as a party was not contesting elections, so they have to join another party. And if they join another party, so factually Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf will not be in the parliament. I think whole legal battle was designed and was fought in a way which has resulted in shattering of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf as a party, because now everybody is an independent candidate. 3 to 4 candidates have already joined Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, and from provincial assembly also independent candidates are joining other parties. And we have news that around 20 candidates from National Assembly would be joining either Pakistan People's Party or Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. And this number, which is looking very huge at the moment, maybe in 2-3 days, this number will go down for Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf and they will not look in a majority. Though they are thinking that all the election, all the seats where they are contesting, that their mandate has been stolen, or they are saying that they won these seats. This legal battle will take a lot of time. Government has to get formed in couple of next days. So Barrister Gohar spoke to me yesterday, and he said that we won 170 plus seats. They cannot prove this, and proving this rigging and everything will take a lot of time. On the other hand, legal framework allows Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz and People's Party and other allies to form the government, and I think they are in final round of negotiations. They are adding MQM because MQM did not Pakistan People's Party had a very clear majority to form government in Sindh province.
Yes.
But MQM has a lot of stakes in Karachi, so they would like to join that government. And having a majority by Pakistan People's Party would have MQM in Sindh. So things are really interesting, but this is,
Let
this
me,
is very.
I'll come to the provinces in just a moment, but let me get a bigger picture. If Imran Khan's party or candidates backed by him have won elections and yet are not getting their Form 47 to prove it, they are saying we will protest. But Kumar Shahid, if they protest, will it be peaceful, or is there a fear there could be a repeat of May 9 when Pakistan Air Force Base Miawali and Corps Commander Lahore's houses and several other sensitive locations in Pakistan were targeted? Is there that apprehension that the protest will not be peaceful?
Given the iron-fisted response of the state, especially the way the PTI leadership, PTI workers, PTI fans have been targeted, it is unlikely to witness similar violence. At least the political workers are very adamant. Even throughout the polling I witnessed personally, they were very clear as to not be rowdy, to make sure that everything remains calm and peaceful. But of course, there could be elements from the outside or even within certain sections that can trigger something. When the entire country is protesting, which they're protesting in Balochistan, they're protesting in KP, they're protesting everywhere in Pakistan. So, and the security situation as it is, even before in the lead up to the elections, was very turbulent. So an incident could be triggered. This is, unfortunately, I take no pleasure saying this. This is absolute fertile ground for one of these jihadists or militant groups to target one of these places, and that could wreak havoc. But hopefully none of that sort will happen, and it is very unlikely that something of this sort will be initiated by any of the political parties or leaders.
Okay. Zishan Arif, as of now, we are being told that this turmoil, this political uncertainty, when it comes to PMLN and PPP, PMLN wants Shahbaz Sharif to be Prime Minister, but PPP wants Bilawal Bhutto Zardari as Prime Minister. So is that one of the main tussle points? And for the Chief Minister of Pakistan's Punjab province, PPP wants the backing to ensure that Maryam Nawaz Sharif's daughter, becomes the Chief Minister of Punjab. Is that what is happening behind the scenes?
Well, the news is coming. Both the contenders, Shahbaz Sharif and Bilawal, are for the Prime Minister, but only one of them could do the job at a given time. So there was jokes going around as well. Shahbaz Sharif will be the Prime Minister for night and Bilawal for the day. But one of them could do the job, So we are hearing about from the sources as well that they could, reach to negotiations regarding the Prime Minister position for 3 years. Shahbaz Sharif would be leading the coalition government, and the next 2 years it will be Bilawal who will be the Prime Minister. But we have yet to see the official announcement from them whether they reach to any certain point regarding that. But at the moment, let me share with you that yesterday an important meeting happened with Imran Khan in the Diyala jail. So the state is actually trying to move forward from here. Yes, it is turmoil, but things need to move in the right direction. If Imran Khan insists on making his government, he doesn't have the numbers right now. So if the courts, courts in Pakistan, they take too long. In the last election, Qasim Suri, the deputy speaker, he won, and his opponent, he went to the court. So he got a stay, and that stay went on for 5 years. So that's how the things work in Pakistan. So if Imran Khan wants to form the government, he doesn't have the number, but the state wants Nawaz Sharif and Zardari to come forward, let the things go in the right direction, form a government. They are talking about giving relaxation to Imran Khan, letting him make the government in KPK, and they just want everybody on board. But Imran Khan is reluctant at the moment, and yesterday he even said that you should just stop interfering with the national politics and let the people have decided, and you have to respect their mandate. So these are
So
the things which is coming from
when Chairman Gohar of Imran Khan's party says gulami na manzoor arzu, kiski gulami na manzoor? Is it army ki gulami na manzoor? But ultimately the way we would look at it, Pakistan army will end up calling the shots. If nobody has a mandate, then the army will fix a mandate.
आई थिंक दैट ये आर्मी के लिए ही कह रहे हैं, एस्टैब्लिशमेंट के लिए ही बात कर रहे हैं जो गौहर साहब हैं, बिकॉज यू नो कि वही कुछ हो रहा है गौरव जो पहले होता रहा है. द ओनली थिंग इज दैट के स्टाइल जो है वो चेंज किया हुआ है. अदरवाइज यू सी दैट इमरान खान्स मेंबर्स और इमरान खान पार्टी गॉट मोस्टली सीट्स उन्होंने जीती है. स्टिल दे आर नॉट अलाउड टू मेक द गवर्नमेंट. सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन हियर. सब कुछ वही चल रहा है जो पहले होता था, सिर्फ स्टाइल चेंज है, नथिंग एल्स.
मतलब पिछली बार आर्मी ने मैंडेट फिक्स किया था इमरान खान के लिए इन 2018 तंजीला, एंड दिस टाइम सिंस इट्स बीइंग फिक्स्ड फॉर अदर देन इमरान खान, एंड सिंस ऑल माय गेस्ट्स फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान हैव अ प्लेजेंट स्माइल ऑन देयर फेस, सो दिस इज व्हाट अपीयर्स टू बी हैपनिंग. लास्ट टाइम इट वाज फिक्स्ड फॉर इमरान खान, सो ही वाज हैप्पी. दिस टाइम इफ इट्स बीइंग फिक्स्ड फॉर, it was fixed for Nawaz Sharif, but Tanzila Mazhar, clearly Nawaz Sharif with this fractured mandate is not coming forward to be Prime Minister of Pakistan. It will be Shahbaz Sharif or Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. Is that the correct understanding?
I think the working relationship which Shahbaz Sharif had with the military establishment and, very important initiatives were taken in the PDM government, which directly deals with economic turmoil of Pakistan. So he is favorite. You know, there's a term used in Pakistan, makbuliyat and kabuliyat. So one is makbul and one is kabul. So I think the later one is rightly suitable for Pakistan and for the establishment and for everyone. But issue which is really concerning for everyone in Pakistan, whether Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf would be on roads, because that has been their favorite thing. They cannot sit in the parliament and they do not believe in the system. Imran Khan has this problem that he thinks whatever he says, that is the system and that is the law.
Yes.
He talks about of law but others. And when he had a best team and he wanted to, perform in 100 days and, want to end corruption and everything, eliminate corruption from Pakistan, he could not do. This time, he does not have a team. PTI is, largely these are new people. They don't know how economy works. They don't know how governance, take place. So they have become a bigger risk if they are given the government and if they can form. The other problem with PTI is that they do not want to sit with any political party. They want everybody should go to hell, and the country is given to them, and they want absolute power, absolute independence, which does not work in countries like Pakistan and in region like South Asia.
Okay.
So even Barrister Gore said that this time they don't have number. Even with these numbers, and if they win all the legal court cases, they will need to sit with one of these parties, either Pakistan People's Party,
but
either Pakistan
if I look at the numbers that they're claiming, Tanzila, he claimed that they have formed 47 in 94 cases and form 45 in 76 cases. So he on his own is claiming that they have form 45, which means they've won the elections, but form 47, if I understand correctly, is that certification was given to somebody else. He claims they have the numbers, but Kumar Shahid, if they are not allowed to form the government, what are options for Chairman Gohar led elements of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf with Imran Khan in jail?
If you notice the noise that's coming from the PTI camp, hours into the election, they first claim we already have 2/3 majority. Then they claim that we have majority, and then now they're claiming the 170 seats they claimed included the reserved seats as well. So slowly they're backpedaling. There's no question that their mandate has been stolen, but the degree of the theft is gradually coming down. What options do they have right now? The obvious option that they had was to pick a party that is already registered and put in all of their independent candidates with that party, which would allow them to get the reserved seats in the parliament. Now, the issue with that is independent candidates have been fair game. They're being openly approached by all the parties, especially the PMLN and the People's Party, and there's no constitutional protection because, again, they were independent, so they can go to any party. This has meant that already 6 leaders, six members who contested the elections under the PTI banner have already joined PMLN. That includes Wasim Qadir, was a senior PTI leader. Yes. So now what the PTI is join a party like Jamaat-e-Islami or Majlis Wahdat al-Muslimin. That's a party that has one seat from KP. What they can do is join them and then get the reserved seats. Now the issue with
and Zishan, the information is Pakistan में, this is Pakistani media and I'm only quoting Pakistani media. वो कह रहे हैं मंडी लगी है और independents बिकने के लिए तैयार है. Is that what is happening? जो सबसे ज़्यादा बोली लगाएगा. Independents are waiting to be auctioned, whether taken by PPP or PMLN.
Gaurav, I wanted to add one point to this particular thing, that they are saying that Wasim Qadir got 7 crores from Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. People, when they are in PTI, they are honest, they are not corrupt, they're not taking money, they're not sellable. And when they make any political decision, they are sold, they are bought, and there's a mandi. So Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is best at this, and they will be doing this. I think system will try to bring them in the parliament as an opposition. That is one option Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf should choose, or otherwise they should form a coalition government and talk to some political actor.
And that clearly Imran Khan is not very good at, unless the army is managing it for him. And this time the army clearly is not. Army, loss of face perhaps, but remain very tightly in control of the country. To all my guests for joining me from Pakistan, many thanks. I've run out of time on this part of the show, but this is a story we'll be tracking very, very closely. This uncertainty and turmoil in Pakistan. Will it lead to more chaos and violence? We'll be tracking that story. A quick break. News and updates continue on India Today. Nabila Jamal comes up next with 6 p.m. Prime. Stay with us.
Congress expelling its well-known spokesperson and TV face. Acharya Pramod Krishnam facing the axe after his profuse praise for Prime Minister Modi and Ram Mandir. The spiritual leader also slammed Congress for boycotting the Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha.